Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, and Dorky Token Black Guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of the Godzilla Garage, where I exclusively talk about Godzilla and Godzilla related content. So, if you're new, or if you just happen to stumble across my channel, or if you haven't been, or if you're one of my subscribers that are not frequent, you know that Godzilla is my favorite movie franchise. But I have to confess, I only have general knowledge of the character. Everything that I know of is based on predominantly just watching the movies over the years. I've read a couple of the Godzilla comics from Marvel, and I read some of the recent comics in the past couple of years, particularly Godzilla in Hell, which I hope to talk about sometime in the future. But other than that, and general knowledge about Toho, Ishiro Honda, and Haruo Nakajima, info that I found out in the 2000s, mind you, don't have the depth of knowledge of Godzilla that most people have. So I wanted to rectify that, and I started buying books last year. And I've done a couple of book reviews already, but they were cool, they were entertaining, but didn't really give me the meat or the data that I was really looking for. And especially I realized I really needed to get that in-depth data after going to G-Fest and witnessing Godzilla Jeopardy, because I felt like a dumbass. I was like, ooh, I was only able to answer 5 questions. Well, if you're a Godzilla fan like me, or if you're someone that just watched the movies, and if you want to get that in-depth knowledge by reading a book and without going on the internet, I have a great book for you. Godzilla FAQ. Oh, good lord. You want info, you want Godzilla related stuff, definitely pick up this bad boy. I read it over the summer, and I love the book so much that I actually recently reread it, and I even took notes and everything. Yeah, that's kind of sad. So, what makes, Brian Solomon's Godzilla FAQ, sorry, I didn't state his name earlier. What makes this such a good and in-depth and informative book? Well, for one, it is actually, clearly written. Now, what I mean by clearly written, sometimes people, when they write, information about a subject matter or anything, they tend to, get too far into the weeds, to the jargon, and tend to beat around the bush a little too much. Brian Solomon, the way he wrote everything, it was crisp, it was clear, hardly any, fancier words that some other people might use. And, he approached it in a perspective that a general or casual fan like me, which is what I'm working on, would actually understand and would find very insightful. Another thing is he went into more depth than I expected, but he went into enough depth. He didn't give you fluff. For example, inside the book, he talked about his intro to Godzilla, and as well as certain things in a bit of a linear time period, to a degree though, because another good thing about this book is that you don't have to read it, each chapter at a time. I would suggest reading the first 2 chapters and then look at the table of contents, then bounce around where you would want to go, but it's not necessary. You can still get the information you want by that. For example, one of the many things that I didn't know was the American producer, Harry Saperstein, who was the owner of United Productions America, who was the reason why we got a lot of the Godzilla movies that we did, and he was also part of the reason why, Godzilla went into the kid-friendlier area, but, there was that. If you saw my channel, you know that I referenced a few of the actors. One of the reasons why I know some of these actors is because of this book and going back and rewatching some of the movies. So a lot of a lot of my knowledge right now at this moment, has come from not only YouTube videos, but also a great deal has come from this book. And if you're someone that's trying to be a bigger Godzilla fan and have a lot more know-how, definitely suggest that you pick this bad boy up. William from the Godzilla Files, shout out to him, and I'll put his channel in the description below. He reviewed this a few months ago, and he highly recommended it as well. Now, there's another book I'm aware of that's more of an encyclopedia. I haven't touched that one yet, but I will tell you that basically, everyone says this book goes with another book. I say, if you need a Godzilla dictionary and reference, quick, easy and understand, and enjoyable to read, this is all you're going to need. So I highly, highly recommend any Godzilla fan, even if you're just a casual movie watcher, pick up Godzilla FAQ. Agree? Disagree? Please drop me a comment below, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave, or on Twitter at Token Dave 80, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, Dorky Token Black Guy who's just trying to get by. I'll catch all of you later.